Kodak and YoungBoy are at Motown, Capitol, and they're making moves over there, man. They're getting the youth, they're getting the future, and they're cutting the checks. What I will say is that this deal with YoungBoy, it's supposedly very short. So it won't be a deal where, he signed, I think back in 2016 or 2017 to Atlantic, and that deal lasted for 5 years. This won't be a 5-year deal. What we're gonna see is, and I wonder how this is gonna affect the music industry too, because the reason why Drake is dropping so much projects is because Drake just signed a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? I love when artists act like they're so special and they're like, oh no, I'm just waiting for inspiration. No, nigga, you're waiting on the advance check and you're waiting until this shit counts as an album. You're gonna drop. You feel me? Like, Kendrick didn't wait 4 years because he was going on some spiritual journey, my nigga. That nigga was going back and forth with TDE and trying to create his own shit. And the moment he got his situations right, he dropped. You just don't hear no drama with it. Like, you just never hear, you don't see Kendrick put up like TDE or say some wild shit. He would never say that. He has too much respect. But when artists don't drop, 9 out of 10 times is because they're going through shit with their label. 9 out of 10 times. So Drake is going to drop more frequently. Drake is dropping with 21 Savage next week. By the way, that's the thing I knew about. I was trying to hint to. Yeah, I thought I was just hating when I said Lil Baby won't drop the biggest album in October, which he still did because Taylor did. But technically he would have if it's just rap, because Drake and them pushed it back. Personally, I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe that Taylor Swift got these niggas scrambling. Now, granted, Taylor Swift is supposed to have a historic drop next week. When I mean historic drop, her first week is 1.54 million, but keep in mind, 700,000 of those were vinyls that had 6 months of orders. It took people 6 months to order that, right? So she's not getting 700,000 vinyls for second week, right? So remove that. 1.5 minus 700,000, she's already at max, going to be at 700K. Let's cut her streaming in half, so from 400K to 200K. Who the fuck is going to be buying physical albums, cassettes, and CDs? People think that she might go from 1.5 million to 500,000. No, actually, not 500,000. 300,000, which would be an historic drop. The biggest drop of all time. She might go losing a whole million sales from week 1 to week 2. Obviously, her labels don't want that to happen. They're trying to do things to make sure they could buff up the sales for week 2. But think about it. This is crazy. I believe that Drake didn't want no parts of this. And not because he's scared of Taylor. It's just that I think that when Drake is dropping, and by the way, the whole industry is predicated like this. Everybody wants to have their moment. And it's also respectful too. It's very respectful. Also, I was told that Drake only pushed the album back. Well, no. Well, obviously, 40 does have COVID. Like, apparently that's a real thing. But it would have not gotten pushed back to next week if Metro didn't push his album back first. And just out of respect, 21 Savage is really close to Metro, and Drake fucks with Metro heavy. Metro's making this album, and he dedicated to his mom that passed, God rest her soul. So they weren't going to just try to bombard his date anyway, but once he moved off of that date, and granted the fact that coupled it with 40 got COVID, Taylor Swift doing all this shit, they moved it. What does that mean? There's a lot of moving parts. Like a lot of moving parts. Um, Let me look at the album release schedule. I could look at the album release schedule and kind of tell y'all. Let me see. Here we go. Upcoming releases. These were the albums supposed to drop. Here we go. Well, these should be out already. Let's look at Kodak stayed on his date. Salute to Kodak. Kodak stayed on his date. Right? By the way, we also had Rihanna who dropped. Right? Rihanna also dropped. So this is how the music industry works. Just look at the ripple effect, not only from Taylor, but also from Drake. Right? And also Metro. Like, again, these are isolated incidents. I'm not saying one of them made nobody move. Anyway, Metro moved off of next week, right? Drake moved to next week. From what I'm hearing, Boogie's moving off of next week. It's one thing you're dropping with Metro. It's another thing you're dropping with Drake. Drake moving is clearing the way. This date, the 4th, everybody's dipping from the 4th. It's gone. The 4th, because Drake is dropping then, nobody wants it. So I hear Boogie's going to be moving back. Glorilla is dropping the week after. I think she might stay there. Keep going. Ooh, Chief Keef dropping Almighty Soul 2 in December. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab some drink. Yeah. So, from what I'm hearing, okay. Then, when is Black Friday? When's Black Friday, people? Let me see. When is Black Friday? Oh, the 25th? Okay, great. Let's see who's dropping the 25th. Joey Badass. Yeah, nobody wants the 25th either. So here's the thing. Anybody who pushed their album back, so Drake dropping next week. There's only so many Fridays in November. And also, once you start going to December, you got to be way before Christmas, really, unless you're Cardi. Here's the game that's being played. Taylor Swift is going to do another crazy push on Black Friday. She coming with some more bundles, some more vinyls. She going to do some disgusting week again. They're planning for that. Like, that's the talk. Nobody wants smoke Black Friday. Black Friday is going to be pretty much White Friday in the music business because it's all Taylor. So nobody wants, and everybody at the labels knows this. So nobody wants no smoke with Taylor because she about to dominate for Black Friday. She's doing the version of what Kanye West and Adidas used to do, or what Jordans do. Yo, come check out this new colorway we got right here. We got a new re-release. Yo, we dropping the high tops. Yo, that's what she doing, okay? She gonna drop some little more exclusive shit, nigga, that her fans about to go bananas for. And everybody gonna have to go get it on Black Friday, especially if you want to make your 13-year-old white daughter feel happy for Christmas. You want to, you know what I mean? You a mom and You want to surprise your daughter with like the collection edition, the signed version, or whatever the Taylor is gonna do. She's killing the game. So 11/25, which is Black Friday, Taylor Swift coming with some crazy shit.